Hey there, I'm Brittni Schroeder, and business and marketing are my jam. I'm here to walk you step by step through this crazy thing we call business. I'm a small town girl, chocolate eating, Diet Coke drinking mom, marketing guru, automation Jedi, and all around good time. This is your weekly dose of all things business and life, sprinkled with some fun. This is the Redefine Business Podcast. Welcome to another episode of Redefine Business Podcast. I'm excited for my guest today. We were chatting before I hit record. She is one of my speakers for Fusion Collective. So if you have not registered for the summit, sign up. She's going to be awesome. But welcome to the podcast, Vicki Pollack. Welcome.
Oh my gosh, Brittni, thank you for having me. I'm really excited. And just for everybody who knows, the conversation we had right before she hit record was, hey, can I say the F word on here? And she said no. Yeah.
I said, well, what you said was, can I swear? And I said, yeah, but maybe not the F word. But if you say it, it'll be funny to bleep it out. So just be you. You can swear. So
love it.
No, I love it. So welcome, Vicki. So tell my listeners who you are, all the things.
Okay. I am Vicki Pollack, a 42-year-old no BS New Yorker which actually used to be my Instagram handle. And then I changed it to Vicki Pollack. Yes. I have been in the world of digital entrepreneurship for many years, 11 years as a network marketer. I've been inside of the online coaching and online course selling space with digital products for the last 3 years. I have built an over $2 million business online, doing it just through Instagram and Facebook and all of those things. I have a deep-seated background in sales. I was in sales for, oh my gosh, many years. Although my mother would tell you I've been in sales since I'm 7, because that's all I did was try to sell and negotiate. I went to Syracuse University. I got a degree in communications, and I thought that was going to land me as a news anchor. That's actually what I thought. And then my college professor told me my nose was too big. And I was like, oh, okay. So that crushed my dreams. So got a communications degree, which I always said qualified me for everything and nothing all at the same time. I left college with more student loan debt than an anesthesiologist, and I started working for Enterprise Rent-A-Car, getting paid $30,000 a year.
Oh my gosh.
Doing that. And I busted my behind in that job, and I loved it. And then I just got sales jobs throughout, and then network marketing found me. And that was like the beginning of my online business journey.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. We were talking before we hit record, we were talking, like, what should we talk about? What should we talk about? And we kind of have similar, things that we work on and similar passions. But one of the things that we kind of landed on was sales, that you help people create digital courses, or you do digital courses. But where we're seeing a lot of entrepreneurs struggling is like the sales aspect. So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I think that there's two different camps of people that I have seen. I shouldn't say that there's just these two camps, but there's total beginner who wants to start some kind of a digital side hustle, doesn't really know where to start. And so then they're slammed with people that are like, hey, you should sell digital products and create this and be an affiliate and do all of these things. And that person starts, and then they come to the screeching halt realization that it's not about digital products. It's not about affiliate marketing. It's actually about their ability to show up online and sell something that actually matters. Because even if they have an epic product, it won't matter. I always say to people, it'll be you and your product staring at you in the face if you don't know how to sell it. And then that's camp number 1. And camp number 2 is people who are actual true entrepreneurs who own businesses, who are trying to digitize them in some way and use social media and use online as a lead source for that business. Maybe it's already established. Maybe they are just starting it out, and they struggle with the lead generation piece because they don't know how to sell things online, because what they're probably being taught is they need to show up as this salesman of this product, when in reality it is so much more nuanced than that. So I see those two different camps of people a lot online, and I think they're the majority of people that I know I work with. Brittni, I don't know about which one you do.
Yeah. And I think that is something that a lot of entrepreneurs are struggling with. They're creating, they don't realize that it's not what's that movie where they said, Field of Dreams. If you build it, they will come.
Oh my God, Brittni, I just made a reel about this. Literally made a reel about this that's going out tomorrow. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm like, who says who? And I'm like, who said this? Who said this dumb line? And then I Googled it and it said Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner. And I was like, it's not true. It's not true.
It's not. You have to do that. Like, and sometimes it can be like a hustle. I also think something that's really interesting is there's a lot of like clickbaity stuff out there with like coaches even like, hey, I can help you get like 30,000 or we're seeing people who are doing it and they're making it look so easy, you know? And when in all reality, like a lot of people are running ads, they're investing in ads. Like, I don't feel like that there is enough talk about that people are investing money to drive business. What's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, well, I think that, first of all, I think that 98% of the stuff that we see online is highly misleading. I think it's like 1 inch adjacent to the truth. Most of the time, people, especially in the coaching space, which that's we should really talk about, Brittni, is the misleading stuff in the coaching space. But that's for another day.
Yes.
I think that a lot of people are being hit with that kind of content about the ease in which people are just passively making X amount of money, and they're frustrated because they're not connecting point A and point B. And the reason is because that person who's messaging that isn't talking to point B, they're talking to point X, and they've completely skipped the steps from B to there to get there. So it just leaves this whole film of misled and frustrated entrepreneurs online, for sure.
And then people think, what am I doing wrong? Like, if this person's doing it and they're making it easy, what am I doing wrong? Yeah. And, and I think, like, we don't hear the behind the scenes thing, and people sign up for things and then, they're not having the success and people give up. And that's why, like, especially a lot of small businesses, they fail so often is because they get frustrated. Like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong?
Yes. And most businesses that I'm seeing that fail, a lot of times is the reason that they're not gaining the sale is because they don't know how to properly and effectively build the ecosystem around the sale that makes the sale just come naturally to their audience, and it's like they're focusing so much on the sale when they need to be focusing on things like messaging clarity, things like ideal client clarity, things like market research to even understand, do people even want this? Is this something that people even pay for? Right. So there's so much that lives around the sale that nobody's talking about. They're just talking about the sale.
Yeah. This is what I see, and I would love to hear what you see. A lot of times it's also like a numbers game. Like you have to have the right people, and it's a numbers game. Like, you do have to have an audience, but I also see the messaging is so like unclear so many times. Like, I can't tell you how many times I go to somebody's like website or something and I'm like, what are they talking about? What are they selling? So the messaging is such a big one. The audience is another one. What else are you seeing?
Well, just to piggyback on what you just said, I actually am the biggest believer in that. That's why people need coaches, is because you can't see the label from inside the bottle. And so you believe, like, the entrepreneur like really believes that messaging that they have on their sales page makes sense, and like probably doesn't, right? So there's a lot there. So yes, I'm seeing a lot of very vague, very vanilla, very broad messaging. I'm also seeing a lot of people being really afraid to be bold in their outward content, which is another area that I really help people with, is like stepping into like, hey, this is how you can turn your camera on, talk to it unapologetically so, and still be able to show up as an authority in your space and actually close sales. I think bold content, I think, is another one, or a lack thereof is another one that I'm seeing.
Yeah. You've grown like a business through Instagram. How much of your growth is organic? How much of it is paid?
Oh, well, I built both. So I have a personal account, Vicki Pollack, just Vicki Pollack. That's what I built my network marketing business on. That took me 9 years to hit 10,000 followers.
Yeah.
This account, it's .Vicki Pollack, took me 18 months to hit 100,000+ followers. Of those 100,000 followers, all of them were organic. And then my ads started running to my courses last year. What year is it? Yeah, middle of 2025, I started running paid ads to my courses. And then when you start running paid ads, through the web of paid ads starts engagement, like it gets you engagement on your page. And then I started running engagement ads just recently, but those aren't sales ads. Those are like, hey, find my... So I'm actually a huge believer in paid traffic now. Yeah. I was not a huge believer in it back when I first started building.
Yeah. And in all, like, and just being transparent, like we were kind of talking about this before, like I run ads all the time, usually when I'm launching something, like, and it's just to reach more people. And so ads work, but we talked about this before we hit record, but it's an investment. And that is in your business, everything is an investment. It's an investment of time or money if you want to see results. And you gotta figure out what you're willing to invest.
Yeah. And you know what? Ads get you data, and data gets you the ability to make informed decisions. And the informed decisions can eventually get you more sales. But the problem is that like through ads, you're paying for data. But if you don't have the capital to burn for the data, you have to do it organically first, So people are throwing money on ads thinking they're a quick fix, or I don't want to grow anything organically, so I'm just going to run ads. Like I've never seen somebody successfully do that. So I've only seen ads work on things that are already burning organically, and you just add fuel to that fire and it goes.
Yeah. Yeah. And I agree. And that's what I tell people is like, you have to test it first. And that's what marketing is test it first, make sure that it works, make sure it's something that people want, there's a need, all those things. And then you can invest in like ads or, like expanding your reach a little bit, but you have to see if it works. You don't want to like throw money at something and then it's not going to convert,
Yeah. Yeah. And people just forget and want to skip over like the research part, the market research part, the validation part, the do people want what I have to offer part? And if they do want it, are they currently opening their wallets to someone else for it? And if they are, great, there's validation there. If they're not, you're trying to pave a new path, and good luck. You totally can. It's just not a game that I would be willing to play. You know?
And I also think too, it's, when people come to me as a coach and they say, hey, is this going to work? I'm a realist. I'm like, I don't know. That's why you have to test it. Like, it seems like it would work. It seems like, it's something maybe I'm interested in, but like, you don't know until you test it. And if somebody is out there telling you like this way works, it's going to work 100%, then they are good at they're good salesmen. They're good salesmen. That doesn't mean it's going to work. And so like tread lightly, because if people tell you something's going to work, they're kind of full of it. You don't know until you test it and you put it out there.
Yeah, this is a good example. I just had a one-on-one client call this morning, and I opened up her Instagram page and she had grown a couple hundred followers. And I was like, oh my God, this is amazing. She said, yeah, because I boosted a post, which is, I'm all for that, especially for real beginners who like don't know Meta's back end and all that. And I'm like, amazing. And so she showed me the post that she had boosted. It's exactly her ideal client to a T, such targeted messaging. So not only did she gain followers, but she gained like a ton of engagement, people commenting the word. It was perfect. It was like the sweet spot of ads. And I said, what made you pick this post? And she said, well, it was doing well organically. And I just heard everyone say like, that's the post that you want to put fire on. And I said, yes. Like if you had put fire on a non-burning organic piece of content, it's not, the ad is not the fix for shitty content. Oh, I said
it's okay. It's okay.
I said the S word, but I didn't say the F word, Brittni.
You did it. So you're good. You're good.
But yeah, so I think that's what, especially if you're looking for paid traffic, keep that in mind. It's got to be organically proven first.
Yeah. No, I love that. And I think it's good to, like we have to be told these things like, and I also think too, what works for one person doesn't always work for another person. I'll have, like some people have a really good online presence and they are killing it on social media and they can grow. Sometimes that's not something you can teach either. Like maybe you're so like focus on your strengths. If you're a writer, SEO, like focus on like writing, or you know what I mean? Like find your strengths and then like optimize that growth. Like, maybe you're like really good at podcasting and you really have like a fun personality and you can grow it that way. But I think find what fits for you, because it's hard to stay passionate about something that you just aren't. It's not your jam,
Yeah. And you know what? That is the very reason why I personally don't teach quote unquote Instagram growth. People come to me all the time because they'll see the size of my audience and go teach me how to do it. And I'm like, right, but there's an element to me, just like there's an element to you, just like there's an element that is unduplicatable. I can unapologetically say the F word 52 times in one reel and it'll land for people, right? Yeah. But that's not the case for somebody else. And so how do you teach an unduplicatable skill? You either try to dilute it down to being more duplicatable or you don't teach it at all. So even though it all has to do with each other, Instagram growth is not something that I ever tout to teach because I'll teach you how to sell, but I'm not going to teach you how to like grow your account, you know?
Yeah, I totally agree. And I see that. And I had that, I had this was a gentleman that I worked with. This was a few years ago and he was network marketing and he was like he works with a multi-level marketing company and it's like, it was health and stuff. And he's like, oh, he saw these young, cute, hip moms doing in the same business as him. And he's like, oh, I want to do that. And I'm just like, it's not transferable. Like you're not a cute, young, hip mom. You're like in your 60s and you can't take off your shirt and like do this stuff. You know what I mean? And that was the first time that I was like, oh, no. It doesn't work for everybody. It does not work for everybody. So
yeah. And also like, please don't take off your shirt.
Oh yeah. Please don't. Please don't.
We're good. We're good.
Yeah, I'm good. So, okay. I love that. Okay. So Vicki, tell my people, she's going to be a speaker at Online Fusion. What are you talking about at the summit?
So in an attempt to be a better educator, because I'm very committed to my growth as an educator and teaching digital entrepreneurs how to like make more sales. I'm like, okay, great. How do I put the vision that I have in my brain about making a sale, but the sale not being the only thing that you're going after? And so over the last, I'm going to say 6 or so months, I've been working on a framework that I'm calling the Bullseye Method. And that's what I'll be training about at Fusion. Should I go into what it is or are we teasing them and saying, come to Fusion?
Let's give them a little tease.
A little tease. Okay, got it. Okay. So what I noticed, like I had said in the beginning of this conversation was the sale was always the thing that people were after. But I'm like, yeah, are you after the sale or are you after more messaging that's clearer so that the right person can find you? And then it's like, okay, well, are you after that or are you after people finding you in your top of funnel messaging through your reels? And then are you after that, or are you after your Instagram bio being really clear? Because when they find you on a reel, when they land on your page, what are they seeing? And are they thinking, oh, this person can totally help me? Or do they have no idea what you do for a living and they just keep scrolling? So there is this entire ecosystem that pads the sale so that when you nail each ring in the bullseye, you get one ring closer to the sale, which is at the center of that bullseye. And the sale just comes naturally because things like your copy on your sales page is slaps, right? The checkout experience for the customer slaps. That now I'm speaking your language, right? With funnels,
funnels,
right? And automations. Yeah. Your top of funnel reel messaging is so clear that people want to click on the link or click on your bio, click on your page, and then want to click on the link in your bio because your stories on Instagram are so juicy. Like there's so much there that actually has nothing to do with quote unquote selling. It just has to do with creating an environment where sales come naturally. So that's what I'm going to be training about is my Bullseye Method.
Okay. I love it. So before we'll put all that information for Fusion to sign up in the show notes, but Vicki, tell people how they can find you. She's a good time on Instagram. I just started following her when I was introduced to her, like just recently. And I'm like, oh, I should be friends with this girl. She is a good freaking time.
So funny. I have people all up in my DMs who do not curse. They will never swear. They're like, I don't talk like you do, but I can't stop watching your content because they like love the messaging. And I'm like, I respect that. Not everybody talks like a dirtbag like I do. Well, thanks, Brittni. You can find me either on my website, vickipollack.com, or you can go to my Instagram page and my handle is at its.vickipollack, Pollack.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Vicki, I'm excited to have you as a speaker. It's going to be awesome. But before we wrap this up, I like to ask my guests 2 questions. So the first one is, what is a pet peeve? The second is a simple pleasure. So what is a pet peeve?
Okay. Do you want life pet peeve or business pet peeve?
Oh, whatever. And either.
Oh, my life pet peeve is a million miles long. Things like loud chewers. Okay. Things like bad gum chewers, people who pop their gum. I'll give you a third one and then I'll go on to the other one. Third one is people who clip their nails in public.
Oh, ew.
I've never in my entire life, I'm like, I cannot judge you harder if you do that.
I cannot say that I have done that. You know what mine is? People who are barefoot in the gym that take off their shoes and socks and walk around in the gym.
Oh my God. Yes, that is foot fungus waiting to happen.
Yes. Yeah, I'm like, why? Okay. Simple pleasure. Let's end on a positive note here.
Okay. Simple pleasure. I'm going to keep it simple here. Like sipping on a hot oat milk latte. Like that's just it for me. What about you?
What am I? Ooh, I have so many. Like fall. I love fall. I love the seasons that changed because I lived in Texas for so long and we didn't have seasons. So like when my kids are happy and like, okay, I'll tell you a simple pleasure. This happened to me yesterday because my best friend is in town from North Carolina. And I just love a good like cackle. Like she can make me cackle like no other. Like my daughter acts like she's embarrassed, but secretly I know she loves it when we get together because we just like laugh at each other and like cackle, like loud public cackling. Simple pleasure.
And how blessed are you to have a friend like that?
Oh my gosh.
I love that. Yeah,
I do. I am very blessed. So awesome.
Love that.
Well, thank you so much, Vicki. It's been so fun chatting, and check her out and join us In the Fusion to see more of this fabulous lady.
Thanks for having me, Brittni. I appreciate it.
Let's not stop the party here. Head on over to my Instagram or Facebook group, Redefine Your Business, and let me know your thoughts about today's show. I will see you again, same time, same place, next week.